Hey, how's it going, everybody? Today I'm going to show you how to make your own seed starting mix, and I'm going to plant my onions, shallots, leeks, start them all today. All right, let's get started. So, coco coir, I got about 3/4 of a bucket. I'm not going to use all of this, most of it. I still got about 1/4 of a bucket left. Okay, next you want to go with vermiculite, fine vermiculite. Cannot use the coarse. You can use the medium. I would use the fine, and you want about 10 to 15% of the volume of your coco coir. Now, both vermiculite and perlite are volcanic rock. The perlite is solid, very light, solid, and it's for drainage, creates a little space, easier for roots to get down. The vermiculite is porous and will help to retain water that your roots can get to. Now, most of your seed starting mixes, they're just, the good ones are straight up coir or peat and vermiculite and perlite, or they might have pumice instead of the perlite, but that's usually the base. Now, what they are not, unless you go and get a good brand like Fox Farms, they'll have nutrients in there. You need nutrients in here because when your seed pops, when your plant comes up, it's feeding off the seed. It's getting all its energy from that. Those first 2 leaves are the energy from the seed. After that, it needs to be pulling nutrients from the soil. If you don't have any, it's going to struggle. Add your own. If you use a seed starting mix, I would suggest adding in your own because they're most likely not going to have it. And you got to watch what seed starting mixes you use. Make sure there's no big chunks of wood or any obstructions like that in there. And I find that's usually the case with them. So I'm going to add organic plant food back to the roots. And this is a super fine granulated plant food. This would be perfect for a seed starting mix. Not too heavy, just a dusting. Worm castings. Worm castings are awesome because they contain a ton of nutrients and bacteria. Good bacteria from them digesting all of it. Really, that's all you need. I do like to add a few more amendments, and that's just me. It's completely up to you because I got everything planned out, and I'm gonna plant out at this time and do this, and then I'm gonna pop this one up, and man, I get behind and I will end up, they'll be in there 2 weeks past when I was supposed to pot them up or plant them out. So I need to make sure I have enough nutrients in the soil to keep feeding them. Okay, I'm not going to add anything extra. It's a good thing I read this. Usually these are pretty balanced. It's like a 3-4-4 or 4-4-3. This organic plant food by Back to Roots is a 3-4-7. It also has mycorrhizal fungi, which is excellent for root development. Potash, I'm not going to add anything to this, maybe just another handful of this, and that'll do it for this. It'll be a good seed starting mix. That'll do it. With the worm castings, that'll be plenty. And these worm castings stink. Shovel and I just do it all with my hands. Everything's pretty moist. I had all my coco coir. I just made it not too long ago. Make sure you mix it good. You don't want a big patch of cocoa coir with no nutrients, no vermiculite, no perlite. Now this is about what you want right here. I'm gonna bring you in close. So this is super loose, well draining, but it will pack well and just crumble into nothing. That's how you want it. That right there is about perfect. Always pack it down after you load it in, because it's going to settle anyways. And if you've already planted out, then your seeds are going to be so deep, you're probably not going to get good germination. Alright, first thing I'm planting, first onion I'm planting, Alyssa Craig. These are massive onions, super huge. Now how I sow my onions, I don't go in a little 6 cell one at a time, or even 2, no. Take a good pinch, sprinkle them all throughout. If I had to guess, I'd say there's probably 20 to 30 in here. Sprinkle the soil, so it's just covering it. It says 1/4 inch, right, on all your onion seeds. I don't do that. I just barely cover them. Now, when these grow, they will grow in a great big gob, and there'll be a bunch of them coming up all over the place. And that's fine. They'll do just fine in here with all the nutrients in here. And I'll probably cut the tops once before I plant these out. What will happen is they'll start growing up, and then the tops will start bending. So I just give them a quick trim, wait till they get a little bit bigger. When you take these out, and I'll show you when I do this, you can simply pop the whole thing out and start peeling apart onions. The roots are super strong, and onions are just tough customers, man. You could throw one of those seedlings, literally just throw it on top of your bed, your raised bed, sideways. Those roots will tap in and that thing will grow, I guarantee it. So this is really all you need, and you will get a great big batch of onions instead of doing a couple per cell in there. And this works way better. I'll just get this surface good and wet. This mister is a must-have for seed starting. Even something like this, if it'll produce a mist, super good. What you don't want is water getting in here, disturbing the seeds, washing them down, washing them all to the side. That is perfect. That mister right there works very good for seed starting. As they're growing and getting bigger, that's when you can go to the sprayer. I gotta mark these right now because I will not remember. And I'm always like, oh, I'll mark it later. And I forget what it is. Not this year. I say that now, but it will probably happen again. Alyssa Craig's. Cannot wait to get those suckers. Talking about onions like this, man. Softball sized onions. Next, I'm going to do Walla Wallas. It's another big onion, man. Very big, very good. And if you think I'm planting a lot of onions, it's because I am. Oh, man. I did an entire bed last year. We went through all those in about a month and a half. I'm like, holy moly. I definitely got to go heavier this time. Got some Texas early granos. I really wanted to grow those. Haven't grown them yet. If anyone's grown them, message me. Let me know how you like them, what the size was, how they produced for you. I'd really like to know. That will have to do. That's all right. 30 in one and 20 in another. And that's okay. I just switched my plant labels from these to these. These are way more efficient. Don't take as much sunlight up either when you got it in your pot. But if you're putting it in the garden, I do prefer these because they're wider, and you know, your plants get so big they end up getting missed. And I put what it is and what company it is. That way, when we're growing these suckers out during the season, I can give your company some props, or be like, I know these will be good though, and I know the Alyssa Craigs will be good. I've never got anything bad from Baker Creek or M.I. Gardner. Everything I've grown of theirs has been ridiculously good. M.I. Gardner has a huge selection. Baker Creek also has a huge selection, but Baker Creek has stuff you have never seen before, man. Completely crazy stuff. I love it. What are we going to do next? Next we'll do Yellow of Parma. This is an Italian variety. This is a stronger onion, good size, great flavor. I don't know if anyone else is like us, but I bet we go through more onions than anything else in the house. We use so many onions are used pretty much with every dinner in some way, shape, or form. So I dedicated 3 full beds to onions this year. Plus I'm growing a bunch of leeks, shallots. The leek and the shallot are not too far apart. Leeks are like a mild onion, man, with a hint of garlic. They're very good. If you haven't tried them, try them. We'll go with the leeks now. I cannot wait to try these. I got megatons from Johnny's. These are supposed to be some monsters. So we shall see. Leeks look like giant green onions. My ruby reds. I grew these, they grew real well last year, surprisingly, even after most of them got destroyed by hail. The ones that were damaged, I tried to keep going, just kept feeding them high doses of nitrogen, and they came back super strong. I put a lot of kelp meal, a lot of nitrogen, and they immediately started taking back off. These are tough. All my other onions bit the dust pretty much. I ended up having to buy a couple sets. It was too late in the season to do anything else. And as usual, they didn't do crap. Sets are a terrible way to go. If you do not grow your onions from seed, you are truly missing out. You will get bigger, better onions every single time. And my wife is in the process of editing our video of the recovery from the hail last year. And it's amazing that we were able to even grow a garden after what happened. And you'll see. Very cool. I think I got one more left. Right? Yep. My shallots. I love shallots, man. Great flavor. It's like a mild onion that tastes really good. I can't describe it. You gotta try them. They're definitely worth growing. What I'll do now is stick these on a heat mat. I'll probably put a dome over them to keep the humidity in there. Wait till they pop. As soon as your seeds start coming up from out of the soil, you remove them from the heat mat. Even if it's just a couple, take it off the heat mat. The rest are coming. And from that point on, just monitor, keep the dome on there. It's still cold, so, and these suckers will start growing, and you want to plant your onions out 1 month before your first frost date. They'll handle the frosts that come in between then and the first frost date with no problem at all. All right. Well, that's it. I'll do, after I get a bunch of stuff planted and on the heat mats, I'll take you in and do a separate video on that. It's nothing fancy. It's a straight up setup, good sun. I don't use grow lights, so I'm rotating all my plants every day, but worth it. It's a good spot. Remember, like, subscribe, follow, and share. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Thanks for watching.